This is the LuxAlgo ES/NQ future scalping chart using the backtester for live trades. Now, the backtester is normally meant for, backtesting strategies, and then set an alert when the parameters are met. It'll alert you, you take your trade. But I found I can just leave it on the chart. It'll show it in real time like it's another signal. And, I thought that's pretty cool. And I started, diving into that and figuring out a strategy. And here's what I've come up with. The only thing is, when you load the backtester, sometimes the strategy thing will be on here. You just, click it down. We'll get into that next. And the reason why the backtester is so powerful is the amount of customization you can do. You can filter the signals by multiple indicators. You can add external indicators. And that's something that you really can't get with signals and overlays, whereas the only way you can filter your signals are just with one indicator. And I feel that LuxAlgo works best with two. And then when you do filter it with the one indicator, a lot of times it won't print the signal if the signal prints before the indicator change. Like if the signal, if I like to use the trend catcher, right? So if the signal prints before the trend catcher changes, it won't print the signal. And, that's disappointing, so I like to not filter nothing, leave the signals for this strategy, leave everything default, don't filter nothing. And then I'll have my backtester turned up to a high sensitivity and then highly filtered with two filters. Set my take profit. Stop loss is exit on opposite signals. So since the sensitivity is 3, it won't draw down too hard. So you'll get out quick. You don't need a stop loss because the thing is, it'll tick, NQ and ES, they tick a lot. So, you can't really set the stop loss too tight or it'll just probably trip your stop loss. So it's better just to get the exit on signal. And it also takes profit on built-in exits if it doesn't hit the amount of ticks you're trying to scalp. Also, each chart is set the same. It's always trend catcher and neocloud, long and short. Sensitivity is, set per chart. If it's a faster chart, I'll set the sensitivity higher. If it's a slower chart, I'll set it lower. Just want to get the maximum amount of trades in with a decent amount of ticks. And the overlay settings are either set to everything 2 or everything 4. Now, here's an issue. Like, let's say, let me show you guys. Now, these charts will say, if you look at the backtester, they will say that the profit factor is very high. But the real profit is not that. It's not 9.9 because that's impossible. No strategy is that profitable. So because these are Heikin-Ashi candles, it will say backtesting produces unrealistic results, which is true. So let's turn on OHLC, which will give you more realistic results, make that go away. Now it says this is the real profit factor. But if I now have turned that on and then I set the strategy using this, right, it will give me certain numbers, but it will completely change the way everything operates. And I have found that to be even less profitable than just having this off and just trying to max it out with the fake money, that I actually find that better. But this is why you're going to trade, these at your own discretion, because you can't trust this thing completely. And I don't like the okay, if I change it to regular candles, I don't like the strategy with regular candles. It's super unprofitable as well. So I prefer Heikin-Ashi candles. They need to figure out how to, program TradingView to give you accurate data. I don't think it's that hard. I don't know why they can't do it. I'm sure they can, but they don't. Maybe they don't want you to make money. Who knows? But anyway, so just know that is, not accurate, but the trades are still good. So you're going to take the trades based on your own discretion. Now, you see this kind of trade right here. You got a bullish plus tag, which is good. You got a green trend catcher, which is good. You got blue smart trail, blue neocloud, everything bullish. And now you get a long signal from the backtester. That's going to be a very highly, what's the word? High probability trade because everything has lined up Also, the trend tracer is blue. One thing I didn't mention. So everything's bullish. That would be a good trade. Now, this one, maybe not as much. Yeah, it looks good, but you do have some resistance here from this smart trail. You are kind of bumping up against the trend catcher. You're below the trend tracer, So anyway, some trades you might not want to take. Some trades you might want to take. I don't recommend taking every trade. That's why multiple charts are on here, and I left the signals and overlays and everything because, technically you could just go like this, or you could just automate it. But you want to trade it live. It's designed for 1 to 2 hours of trading. Active trading. Don't leave it alone. Scalping. Also, like I said, it's mainly designed for prop firms. This is not financial advice, by the way. This is just a way to use LuxAlgo that, I'm showing you how I have done that. So the backtester is, it's set basically to the same settings on each chart. Just the only things that change are the signal sensitivity, and the ticks, depending on if it's ES or NQ and depending on the time frame. And the last thing is the reason I had this before on 10 seconds. So it's a 15 and a 1 and a 15 and a 1, same charts, right? Here's one thing. The reason why ES and NQ are both on my chart is because I believe they're very similar. So let's look at this part right here. Let's look at this. Here's like a good discrepancy, right? What's the real direction of the price? NQ right here is showing, red candles, red trend catcher, everything. For some reason, ES has changed green, so, and it's printed along, but this is showing red. So this will keep you out of that trade because they're basically the same, and you wouldn't want to take that trade because it's not lining up on NQ. You want them both to basically be lined up when you're taking these trades because then it's a, higher chance to win. So that's why we have multiple charts on to keep you out of bad trades, and, you can reference other charts. Now, there is kind of a lot on the charts, but I didn't add any, other indicators other than price action concepts and signals and overlays and the backtester. Those are the 3 ones. And everything, you should be able to see everything from this. Now, the 15-second is on here just because the price movements are pretty fast, especially on NQ, so I like to have a seconds charts. And especially with Heiken IC candles, you can't really see what they're doing because they're like an average price. That's why you need the seconds. That's why seconds is basically required for this strategy, because it's like I can't see in these 1 minute candles like I can on a regular candle. I see a regular candle that's going up, down, blah, blah, blah. It's doing whatever it's doing. You're like, a lot of times the price goes up on a Heiken IC candle. It's just sitting there. And then you see the price going, and it's like, what is the candle doing? And then it's going down and the candle still looks the same. So that's why you have the second charts. That's what second charts are for. So you can see what's actually going on in the candles on your second chart. So it's like a way to zoom in on the actual candle. And I found I was using 10 seconds, but I think 15 is just the best for the second charts. If you want just 1 second chart indicator, 15 seconds. It's, chops it up into 4 slices. That's all you need. You don't need more than 4 slices in 1 minute. Come on now. Now, okay. So that's that. So here's the main chart. Like I said, is this 1 minute / 15 second scalper. Your support chart you have on another monitor will be a 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute. And I don't have higher time frame. Since this is scalping, I just want to keep it the lowest time frames I can do without, losing things. Now, you could possibly put the 15 one. If I wanted to make it into one chart, I might just put the 15 second, the 1 minute, the 2 minute, and then maybe one of these Renkos on one chart. But that's up to you. Since I have 3 monitors, I'd rather have each on separate monitors, and then I could reference it. But the 2 minute, that's another thing that will, ES too. And if you only use one, see, the support charts are only on ES because I think ES is a better indication of where price is going since it's more stocks in the ETF. So ES is the best way to tell where the direction is. Whereas NQ, it shows some things that ES might not show, but ES is the big dog. I mean, ES is the big dog. So even though NQ is more expensive, I still think ES is just, so if you're doing any support charts, don't use NQ. Only use ES, my recommendation, okay? And the 2 minute is a good 1 minute reference, because like sometimes the 1 minute will make a false signal. That's where the 2 will come in, and to let you know, don't take that. And then I haven't really thought through the higher time frames. I had them on like 5, 10, 15, which you could possibly do, but I don't know. I just feel like recently I'm just like, these time frames are just, it's just too high of a time frame, you know? So you can do that. Like, you know, you can probably just go 5, 10, 15 if you really want to, like, what's the word? Kind of do it the textbook way. But like, I'm just thinking, just do this, you know, just see the time frames as low as possible, you know, because you're scalping. We want to get in and out of a trade, hopefully in like 1 minute to 2 minutes max, 1 to 2 minutes max, 1 or 2 candles on a 1 minute chart. Like a lot of these trades, right? It's like 2 candles, long, take profit on next candle. See, when it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you already lost that trade. The longer these candles, the longer you're in these trades on these futures charts, you're gonna lose. So look, the trades that you win are like 1 candle, 2 candles. So 1 to 2 minutes max. So why do I want to look at a 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart? No, it's too long. Especially because LuxAlgo is already averaging all the data and giving me like trend catchers and stuff. I don't need to see it like 15, 30 minutes. I don't need to see that, because it's like, it already knows that. So the reason I like to have like all these on here is because like price action concepts will make different order blocks at different places. Like, as you can see on a 2 and a 3 minute, there's an order block down here, or also on the 4 minute, but on the 5 minute, there's no order block down here. So it's like, you know, you don't know where the buying activity is, you know, on this 5 minute. You know, you just see a bunch of selling order blocks or whatever. Anyway, so that's what that's for. It's just a support chart. It's just to, you know, keep you out of, you know, you're just basically trading off the 1 minute, and you're using your seconds charts as support, as your, you know, to keep you out of bad trades, and also the higher time frames to keep you out of bad trades. But I want to keep everything kind of close together. Now, the Renko chart, and these don't have any backtester. The only backtester is going to be on your 1 minute 15, and did I add backtester to the Renkos? Yeah, I added backtester to the Renkos though. The Renkos are kind of like a alternative scalper chart. Renkos are, you know, not moving based on time, they're moving based on price. So traditional 1 setting of a box size 1 would mean when the price moves $1, it will create a new box up or down. And traditional 2 means if the price moves $2, it'll create a box up or down. It won't create a box until the price moves $2 or $1. And the reason I originally started with just an NQ1 or 3 scalper. I was using 3, and then I changed it now to 1, because I'm like, I just love scalping really fast, even though it's really hard. So, you know, that's why I put multiples. So I, you know, even if I'm scalping off the 1, I can see the 2. I didn't like the 3. I felt like the 3 was too slow on anything. You know, $3 is a lot to move. You're missing a lot of data. So I like 1 and 2, and then ES, it moves really slow. So it's still on there though, just to kind of like, it'll give you, all these charts will kind of like give you a better idea of where the price is at. If you're watching them in real time, you'll kind of get a better idea of where the price is at. But, you know, if I can only use 1 chart, I just use the 1, or maybe the 2, depending on how volatile the day is. If it's like a day where the price is just moving crazy, go with the 2. But if it's just like kind of slow day, stick with the 1. A lot of times the 1 is cool, but, you know, I've seen the 1 go off the charts, like news events and stuff. It's like, don't trade news events, by the way. Anyway, there is some, you know, there is a couple of there is backtesters giving trades off on the Renkos. They're not as good though. So as you can see, like a lot of these seem like they're like not profitable. Oh, this one was profitable, but this one I think lost, and this one lost pretty bad. But like at the same time, why would you take this trade long? It's like a red trend catcher. The candles are now purple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why you have the charts on, so you can see. Don't take that. And the Renkos, they have their own settings because they're different than candles. So I had to like set them to my own personal preferences, which is a much higher signal sensitivity than 12. I just did it in multiples of 12. So I'd put 12, 24, blah, 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 you know, up to, you know, where it's at. I'm actually going to change this because I realized the Renkos actually, okay, with candles, 6, 12, you know, multiples of 12, you know, a division like 6, 3, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. Those are seemingly the best with LuxAlgo for candles that Heikin candles that I've found. For Renkos, it's like multiples of 7. So I should technically have it on like 49. I've set it better on another chart. So I'll actually do this after this video. I'll like update these. But so it's 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, right? And I'll just go through and then kind of like see what looks best because these signals are crazy. And then you have to put the signal sensitivity up higher because it's such a sensitive the $1 NQ. It's such a sensitive chart or whatever. You got to put the sensitivity up really high, and you always want to have the you know, trend tracer, everything just 5. It's just because otherwise it's gonna show you it's gonna be way too sensitive. You just don't want it too sensitive. So I just wanted to turn the sensitivity way down, and I got each one of them, you know, set a little bit different. You know, this one's on 42. Yeah, this should be on 49 then. Yeah, 49. And then for ES, I think it's a lot lower. Like, oh no, still 40, 49. It should be what 49. Okay, so anyway, I'll go check it out. But it's giving you trade. It'll give you trades, but you know, it's more of a, I would say, this kind of chart. It's like a secondary chart. It's almost, I'm not saying it's unnecessary because I do love, if you check Renko charts out, you'll probably really like them. They're really nice to trade. It's just because the price action looks so like uniform. It's very easy to tell which direction the price is going, the way these little blocks look. So that's what I like about it. But you know, the back tester sometimes is a little bit off. So you have to, you know, like I say, use discretion. This is more of a secondary chart. I would stick with, you know, the candles, this strategy first. If you have 3 monitors though, put this on a 3rd monitor, or if you want to put everything on one chart, put 15, 1, 2 minute, and one of your Renkos, or Renkos of your choice. I prefer the NQ1 or the NQ2. ES is really slow. That's why on Renkos it's really slow to move $1 or $2. It takes a while, especially $2. So, you know, I really like the NQs for Renkos. But, you know, like I said, I always put NQ and ES on every chart just because they just go hand in hand. So that's basically the whole strategy right there. You know, you're just taking the trades off the back tester, and yeah, that's it, guys. And by the way, I'm going to make one more video, and I'm going to show you guys how to automate the back tester and why that could be a good thing and why it could be a bad thing. I personally think trading the back tester at your own discretion is probably better, but I will make another video now how to automate it in my next video. So check that out, guys. Thanks a lot. Happy trading. Let's go.